expelled a U.S. diplomat after an incident that left him with a black eye and broken nose, according to Reuters. Details about the so-called incident are sketchy. Reuters reports that New Zealand police responded to an incident near the New Zealand capital on March 12th. The incident involved an employee of the U.S. Embassy there, but authorities did not give further details. The New Zealand Herald reported that the man was an embassy attaché and had left the country with a broken nose and black eye. A U.S. embassy spokesman said officials were in touch with the New Zealand authorities but did not offer details on the incident. Washington declined to waive the man's right to diplomatic immunity after the incident, according to Reuters. The bottom line, one U.S. diplomat is in trouble after a so-called incident in New Zealand.
You really, truly can't arrest an ambassador while they're abroad, or really any diplomatic staff of any country. But before you go run off and get a job in a diplomatic mission so you can start your drug empire, don't worry, there are some caveats. Like all good things, diplomatic immunity has a United Nations Convention. Oh, actually, you know what? Clearly that's not true because there's no United Nations Convention on Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Nonetheless, the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations is signed by 191 countries, meaning pretty much every country in the world, with a few exceptions like the Solomon Islands and South Sudan. But hey, give them a break, they only started existing a few years ago. This treaty sets down a few rules such as actually, I'm pretty sure this whole listing rules bit is a bit boring, so watch this video of desert wildlife. This treaty sets down a few rules such as countries can kick diplomats out, countries cannot enter an embassy without permission ever, countries cannot arrest or detain diplomats, and the family members of diplomats receive the same special treatment. What happens when a diplomat gets arrested is nothing, because they literally cannot be, at least legally. A police officer may mistakenly attempt to arrest a diplomat, but usually this doesn't happen since embassies are well marked and also because, in most countries, diplomats are issued special license plates that identify their immune status, say murder. Their country would likely waive their diplomatic immunity in order to not be viewed as being pro-murder. Most countries, and half as interesting as an institution, are staunchly anti-murder. If a country refuses to waive their diplomat's immunity after a crime, they might recall the diplomat to avoid embarrassment. But if the country of origin truly does nothing after a crime, the host country can kick diplomats out even with their immunity. Just as diplomats have little bubbles of political protection wherever they go, diplomatic pouches do too. It's definitely another movie cliche, but embassies and ambassadors often send materials to and from their home countries through diplomatic pouches which are, just like the embassy, legally impenetrable. These are often entrusted to a diplomatic courier who generally takes the pouch on a commercial flight, but at the airport, the pouch cannot be x-rayed by security, and at customs, it cannot be searched. Oh!